Hey guys, Wade Coggins here. Sorry for the shaky, video here. I'm doing it from my phone, but this is my first video. I just wanted to kind of go through a couple things that help me when I place bets for sports betting. And I think sports betting is amazing. I mean, it's something that I enjoy watching and also making money on. So I just wanted to kind of go over a couple websites. I'm going to go over which websites I use for betting and why. 5 people that you need to follow, and also some other sites and some other things that I do that make sports betting for me to be successful. So this is my screen here. This is my Twitter, and this is my desk here. It's called evodesk.com. It's probably the best sit and stand desk on the market, and the reason I bought the stand-up desk is it keeps me awake when I'm at the computer, and that's really important when you're betting money, both for stock trading and or sports betting. So I've got my 4 monitors here, and then you'll see that these are 2 TVs I hooked up, and it's hooked up to that computer down there. And that is what I watch all my games on. So I'll have 2 or 3 games going at one time sometimes on the weekend. So that's kind of my setup. That's... it helps me. And then on my Twitter page here, you guys are welcome to add me or contact me anytime you have questions. But I always post, like this was yesterday, I made almost $200. And so I always post my my bets on here after the game's over. So it kind of gives you an idea of, I'm trying to hold myself accountable, and that's, I think, really key to not buy into the fact that you need to show just wins. But I do have quite a bit of nice wins on here. And if you have any questions, you guys are more than welcome to add me and reach out to me. But so to kind of move on, so we don't move this or have this a long video here, the 2 brokers that I use are the 2 sites. The first one is called betonline.ag. And this site is, sorry, I'm getting a work email. This site is fantastic to use in numerous reasons. I think it's the best one out there because it's the most cleanest website there is. They're really, really good app. All the stuff you see on my Twitter, most of it's just screenshots of their app. They have all the games. They have really good lines and spreads. Really good site to use. And the cool thing is you can withdraw the money back to your debit or credit card. They'll wire it to you. They'll Western Union it to you. And they're really, really pretty transparent. There is a little bit of customer service issues. I think they can work on that a little bit. But other than that, it's a pretty good site. The next one is 5 Dimes. These guys are pretty good. These guys actually have more games, like more soccer games and stuff like that than BetOnline does. Number 1 rule for betting sports is to always have 2 different sites, because they'll have 2 different outcomes. Some may be -6, some may be -6.5. And you want to take the best one. So you always want to have money in 2. So I guess that's number 1 rule for me, is just to have 2 different sites, so that way you can get the best, in your favor, the best odds. And the only downfall for 5 Dimes for Visa card users is you can only upload $250 for like the first 5 uploads or something. It's really kind of crazy. Although BetOnline, you can do up to $1,400 per deposit. So now I'm going to go over a couple sites that I use. This one's called OddsShark, or OddsSharks, and what it is basically, it's really cool. It takes all the sites and then it averages what the public is doing. Not that it matters. I don't bet off of this at all, but it kind of gives a public, point of view of where it's at. Now, what's really key is to separate yourself from the public. Don't follow the sheep, because a lot of times they get slaughtered. But it is a good site, and it shows, all the games. You can click here and it'll show odds. For example, 62% of the public think that this game's going to be over 48. So it's a really cool site. Another one that I use is called sportschatplace.com. This site is free. Both those sites are free. And the cool thing about this site is I don't ever follow the free picks. In fact, I don't like to follow free picks. But I do go through here and read like the different stats about the game. And every single game's on here, and they do all of them. So you can read the stats and kind of last time these 2 met, and kind of get familiar with the game. And then they do offer their 2 cents or free pick, if you will, down here. So that's another good site. The next thing I want to go over is kind of my team of 5 people that I like to follow. One moment here. Hey guys, sorry about that. So this is basically Beating the Bookie. He's absolutely amazing. The guy knows his stuff. He's been around for a while, and I just kind of wanted to kind of go over just the people that I like. I like to keep like a group of 5 people that I watch. And he's one of them. He's actually the main guy that I watch. On my Twitter, I have it where every time he tweets, I can see it, so that way I don't miss any good plays. Because with the applications, like the apps from the App Store, from whatever broker you have, it's easy to plug in a quick, $200 to make 200, on a lot of these picks. So Beating the Bookie is amazing. If you look here, this is actually one of his emails. It's the exact same email I received. And what it does is it lists, without the money bags, of course, because that's a crazy, I think it was like 12-2 or 14-2 last week. That was last week right there. So literally, if you would have bet 1,000 per bet there, you would have netted, almost damn near 10,000. So anyways, pretty crazy guy, really, really good picks. And keep in mind, that it's tough because, see, a lot of people, the problem with the public is they're like, well, I want free picks, and that's cool. But see, remember, free picks, they're strong picks, of course. But, like Beating the Bookie and a few of these other guys, they have reputations. They've got to make, really good picks, or they wouldn't be where they're at today. And so imagine paying $200 to $300 a month, right? And so that means you get what? If let's say you're doing college football, that means you get Saturday, you get a couple picks Friday, a couple picks Wednesday, some Tuesday. Like, it's crazy. So you get like 4 or 5 opportunities per day, to make a good amount of cash. And so like yesterday I made $200. That paid for a month of service. But see, that's better than the free pick because you have way more opportunities to cash in on these. And another thing too, keep in mind, is I have a full-time job, like stated before. I don't have time to research if players are hurt, what matchup is what. You could be a football guru, NBA guru, but at the same time is you may not have time to like research these games. I mean, weather's a factor, who they're playing, who they're matched up against. Like, that's all things that Beating the Bookie and these other guys take in consideration, and they just email you, and then you play the play. So it's completely worth it. These guys have made me a ton of money. So anyway, so Beating the Bookie, this is his Twitter. I recommend you add him if you don't. And I would put him like to where, when he tweets, you can see. And he's quick. Like, these emails, they come out, a couple hours before the game. So you have time to do your own research too, right? Now, Beating the Bookie, just like anybody, you need a good team. And he's got his team. The real Mr. ACL, this guy is just freaking on fire. That pick that I showed you, what was it, yesterday, that was his pick, right? And New York Mets were actually favored to lose. But they won, and I obviously made almost $200, real quick bet, right? And I didn't even watch the game. I just was $200, and that was it. So really, really good guy. Keep in mind, all these guys, they're not just, don't think of them as just sports gurus, but they actually are there to educate. They're educators. When you message any of them, they help you, like different terms. Units is something that you'll need to Google. A lot of people don't even know about units, and I didn't either. Units keep you from revenge betting. So for example, if you lose a big bet and you want a revenge bet, but the next bet or pick that they put out is like 1 or 2U, you know that you shouldn't go max on that bet, and it keeps you from losing a bunch of money. It's a way to manage your cash, because the most important rule, at least that I've learned, is bankroll, is to manage that. So anyway, the next one out of the group is one of my favorites, JP. This guy, it's unbelievable. So $100, $100 is all that his membership is, and it's for 30 days. But $100, you get like 3 or 4 plays a day. One of those plays nets you $100 easy. Like it's free cash. I don't even know why he offers it just for 100 because it's unbelievable. But anyways, this JP's website's here. Even if I wasn't sports betting at all, I would add him because the guy's just funny to talk to. And we have like numerous conversations about random shit, but he's extremely good. And he's all about soccer, or football here, if you want to call it that. But he's just unbelievable. And the guy's money. He makes his subscribers a ton of money. So those three. And then the last one here is really amazing. Puck King, he actually doesn't even have a site. All his picks are free. But I have him on blast so that way when he tweets, I know exactly when. And the guy is extremely humble. He's like, he posts wins, losses, like it's all transparent. And he posts like early in the day so you can get in on these, but they're completely free. I would highly recommend you add him and then just, make sure that when he tweets, you can see it. Beating the Bookie, all three of his, and keep in mind, I don't get anything for this. In fact, I just do it just because I want to, make sure that you guys are aware. I made it was a record week and a half. I made almost 10 grand and it's all posted. So it's pretty cool. I paid for this amazing fence in my house that I'll show you. But he just recently started offering 14-day. So imagine, instead of going after all these gurus as free picks and losing a bunch of money, pay for one and then try it out because you're going to make your money in the first bet. But anyways, here's JP. He's down here, $100, crazy. I've got the MLB. I paid for that. And then I also pay for college football as well. So this is the site. And the cool thing is you have free play up here. So you do get free plays up here. Sorry for the crazy, really bad footage. But the main thing here is these guys are extremely, you can contact them and you can talk with them and they're extremely responsive, so it's pretty cool stuff. A couple things that I do to that was completely random there. I was trying to go to my main page. So a couple things that I do to manage, because this money seems like play money when you bet, right? And so, excuse me. A couple of things that I do that I did when I first started is I'll show you. So I actually put a $100 bill in here and I put it on my desk. So every time I made a trade, it would remind me that it's real money because I was making quite large trades. And when you lose 1,000, it's quite a bit of money. So I'd always put $100 in here and just have it on my desk. And so that way when I made a trade, it would remind me that it's real money. And I just wiped my board because, it's a new week. But I also have this board up here, and I put money that I win and lose up here. This was yesterday's. So you continue to go down here, and you kind of put your wins and losses. Even though I do it on Twitter, I still do it here. So when I walk in and out of my office, I can see how I'm doing. Treat this like a job because, if you're here just to bet $20 or $30, that's great. It's maybe a hobby for you. But if you're betting, $100, $200, $300, $400, treat it like a job and you'll make money. You'll pay all your bills. So that way your real job can be just, kind of whatever. So that's another thing that I do to manage. Every time I place a trade, I always try to ask myself, basically if I place this trade, is this a good trade? Because a lot of people, what they'll do is they'll over trade. It's the same thing in trading stocks, which is what I do. And when you over trade, you're always going to lose. Literally, if the best advice I can tell you is to pick one or two good ones on the weekend. Try to double up or at least get a good portion in your bankroll before you start trading these iffy trades. But like I said, you follow those five guys, you're set. They've got extremely really good IQ for sports. And they look after you. They've got a reputation, and they really make sure they put it in each pick. So I kind of wanted to go over just the different, few people that I follow, and then also a few things and a few sites that I use. You guys have any questions? You can leave it down below. I'm trying not to make sure that this video runs too far. But before I get done here, I'll show you a week and a half ago. This is my house I just bought about 9 months ago. But a week and a half ago, I went ahead and Made about 12 grand. It was 10 to 12 grand off of beating the bookies picks. And I paid for this like really crazy laminate, like hard vinyl, whatever wall here that cost me 9 grand. So this wall is all free. It's from beating the bookie, and I really appreciate his services. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, hopefully this helped you out. And I'll maybe try to post one more video of just some other stuff that I do that helps me. So good luck today. Thanks.